Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In the earlier session, we had looked into random number generator built-in functions. And in today's session, let's go into the new topic called the functions. Functions. What are functions? Till now, we have seen some built-in functions which Python already had and how we could use those built-in functions. And in today's session, let's see how user can define his own functions. So let's see how user can create or define his own function. These functions are called as user-defined functions. So in today's session, let's see why we need to go in for functions, what are the uses of functions, how to define a function, and how to call a function. Firstly, suppose we have a big code. We have n number of lines of code, and here we have to perform addition of two numbers, that is 3 plus 5. And again at some other different point, I need to perform the same addition with two different numbers. And again at some other point, I am performing the same addition with the input as different. So this is a huge program and we are performing the same operation again and again. So instead of performing the same operation again and again, we can write a function, user-defined function called add. We can define a function called add and add the two numbers, that is a plus b. This a and b, we can pass it as parameters to the function. So instead of performing 3 plus 5, 5 plus 6, 5 plus 5 at three different places, we can call the function whenever we want to add it. So this function gets called whenever we want to add two numbers. And after adding the numbers, the function can return the result. Return RES, which is the result. So this we are passing the input to the function, and function in turn will return the output to the caller statement. Again here, after performing the result, it will return the output to the calling statement. So this is the output. So basically we are passing the input over here to the function and we are getting the output back to the caller statement. So these are the inputs and these are the outputs. So instead of, this is just a single line of code, but if we want to perform multiple lines of functionality, then it would be better to write it in one place and call that function and get the result from the function instead of writing it n number of times in the program. And the code also looks elegant as it has fewer number of lines. We are not repeating the code every now and then. And it is making use of reusability of code. So there are many important advantages of using user-defined function. So now this is the use why we have to go in for functions. Now let's quickly see the definition of a function. What is user-defined function? Till now we had seen built-in functions. Today let's see what is a user-defined function. The one which user defines in the program is called user-defined function. So a function is a piece of code which performs some calculations within it. A function is a piece of code which performs some calculations within it. The function is called A function is executed only when it is called. So, it does not execute within itself. Only when we give a call to the function gets executed. We can pass parameters. We can pass parameters or arguments. So we can pass parameters or arguments to the function. These parameters or arguments are nothing but input to the function, and the function returns the result. It returns the result to the function caller. So this is the definition of a function. A function is a piece of code which performs some calculations within it. The function is executed only when it is called by a function caller. We can pass parameters and arguments as input to the function, and the function returns the result or output back to the function caller. So this is the main definition of functions. Now let's see what are the uses of function. So we can achieve reusability of code, eliminate code repeatability, code looks elegant, and the next thing is modifying and change of code is easier. So these are the uses of function. So instead of using the same code again and again, we can write a function and call that function n number of times. So we are writing the code only once and reusing the code again and again. So we are basically achieving reusability of code, and we are eliminating code repeatability. Instead of writing the same code again and again, we are writing it once. So we are eliminating code repeatability. And since it requires less amount of lines of code, the code looks elegant, and changing of the code is easier because we can change it at one particular position. We need not change it at each and every position in the code. So this is the definition, and these are the uses of function. Now let's quickly see how to define a function. So in C, for functions, we used to have function declaration, function definition, and function call. So we used to have these three things in C programming language. But in Python, we do not have function declaration. We have only function definition and a function call. So we have function definition and a function call. So we do not have function declaration in Python programming language. We have only these two, that is function definition and a function call. So now let's see how to define a function and how to call a function in Python programming language. So the first line should start with def keyword. If we are defining a function, the first line should start with def keyword. This is the keyword. After that, we have to give a space and specify the name of the function. Name underscore 1. This is the function name. So we have to give a name which specifies what the function is actually doing. So it will be easy for us to understand what function it is. And function name cannot have keywords in it. And it has to follow the rules of naming an identifier. So we are having a def keyword, a function name which is also called an identifier, and then in parenthesis we can pass the input, that is the parameters or arguments. Close the parenthesis and we have to include a colon. So 4 things we have to remember in the first line, that is defining a function. It should start with a def keyword followed by a name, function name, parenthesis in which we can pass the inputs known as parameters or arguments. The inputs, each of the inputs can be separated by commas. Close the parenthesis and it should end with colon. So this is the first line. And then in the coming lines, we can, with indentation, we do not have curly braces as in C to define the body of the function. We have to use indentation. So after giving 4 spaces, in the 5th space, we can write the statements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is basically called the function body. So the statements within the function body have to be indented with 4 spaces. So it indicates that these statements are part of the user-defined function. And at last we can return the output. We have received the input and we can return the output with the return statement. The return statement is optional. We need not return anything or we can return an output. So this is optional. So even the parameters or arguments is also optional and returning the value also is optional. So these are the main features of the function definition. So basically it should have def, function name, parameters, colon, then the statements have to be indented, and then we have the return statement which is also indented, which returns an output to the caller function. So this function does not get called until we call this function. So this is nothing but function definition. So now let's see how to call a function. So function call. So how do we call the function? We have to give the function name and parenthesis. So we have to say name underscore 1, which is this function name, and then in parenthesis, if the parameters are there, we can pass the parameters, or we can just open the parenthesis and close the parenthesis so that we can call this particular function. So basically functions have 2 parts, function definition and function call. So suppose the number of arguments or parameters here is 3. Even in the function call, I have to pass 3 parameters. So the number of parameters which we define in the function should be the number of parameters which we have to use in the function call as well. Suppose I am having two parameters over here. Then I have to pass two parameters in the function call as well. So it should match the number of parameters in the call statement should match the number of parameters in the function definition. And also the order should be maintained. So it's an important point. The number of parameters in function definition and function call should match. And they should be in the same order. They should be in the same order. So this is an important point which we should remember. The number of parameters in the function definition and the function call should match and they should be in the same order. And one more thing to remember here is a function need not return an output. It can just print an output in the function, and it can return an output, one output or multiple outputs which is enclosed within a list or a tuple. So if it is one output, we can just send the output to the function caller. If it is n number of outputs, we can enclose it within a list or tuple and send it to the function call. So these are the important things which we need to remember while defining a function and making a call to the function. Hope so friends, it is clear for you. In the next session, let's see how to pass our parameters to the function, how to get values from the function, a single value, multiple values, how to pass more than one parameter to the function or not passing any parameters to the function. So let's see all those things in the coming session. So in this session, I hope the function definition and function call you were able to understand. So hope so friends, it is clear for you. If you have any doubts, please do reach to me out in the comment section. If you like my video, click on the like button and please do subscribe to get notifications of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.